In this presentation, we'll look at one of the ways in which the meaning of words can be studied, and this is by looking at the words semantic features. Both of the sentences above have the same grammatical structure. Each has a noun phrase or a determiner phrase, depending on how you choose to analyze the syntax. And this is followed by a verb phrase containing a verb and another noun phrase as the direct object. They're both grammatically quite correct. One of them makes a lot less sense than the other. Yule uses a very similar set of examples. The boy ate the hamburger versus the hamburger ate the boy. And he writes, this sentence is syntactically good, but semantically odd. Since the sentence, the boy ate the hamburger, is perfectly acceptable, we may be able to identify the source of the problem. The components of the conceptual meaning of the noun hamburger must be significantly different from those of the noun boy, thereby preventing one and not the other from being used as the subject of the verb ate. The kind of noun that can be the subject of the verb ate must denote an entity that is capable of eating. The noun hamburger does not have this property, and the noun boy does. So Yule is basically saying here, if the boy can eat the hamburger, but the hamburger can't eat the boy, then there must be something different between a hamburger and a boy. And of course, we know that there is. But he's attempting to locate this difference within the semantic features. Now, what are semantic features? Yule defines semantic features as basic elements such as human, included as plus human or minus human, used in an analysis of the components of word meaning. So you see how he marks a semantic feature. If the noun has the feature, it gets plus that feature, and if it doesn't have that feature, it is minus that feature. In the case of the hamburger ate the boy and the barn loved the children, both subjects are lacking certain features that they must have in order to make sense as the subject of those particular verbs. Direct objects could also lack semantic features that would allow for them to serve as the direct object of particular verbs. For example, the children walked the dolphin doesn't make a lot of sense. The dolphin lacks some kind of semantic feature that would allow it to be walked. We could describe the children as having the semantic features human, animate, legs. The television would not have any of these. They would both be minus human, minus animate, minus legs. The dolphin would be minus human, minus legs, and plus animate. For the barn to love the children, it clearly has to have some of these semantic features. For the dolphin to be walked, it would have to have one of these semantic features. Is it humanness that the barn needs? The dolphin isn't human. Would we say it can love the children? That would hinge on yet another semantic feature. You can see how semantic features work to allow us to represent the various meanings that a word has. One afternoon I was chatting with my daughter, and I think at the time she was 8 years old. And I can't remember what we were talking about, but she said to me, "Dad, when I'm a teenager and you're a very, very young grandfather," and I didn't actually let her finish the sentence, so I don't know where she was going with it. I stopped her because I wanted to know what she was suggesting, what she meant by suggesting I would be a grandfather when she was still a teenager. The dictionary definition of grandfather would be the father of one's mother or father. That would be the conceptual meaning or the semantic meaning. My list of semantic features for grandfather might look like the list in the slide. As my list includes has children who have children, I understood my daughter's meaning that in a few short years she would be having children, or she thought she would be having children. Once I recovered from my shock, I asked her what she meant by grandfather. She defined a grandfather as, like he's really old and he walks with a cane and he yells, "You kids get off my lawn!" The semantic features by which she understood grandfather differed significantly from my own and from the dictionary definition. What she meant by grandfather was not the semantic or conceptual meaning of grandfather, as it lacked specific semantic features by which the word is normally understood.